Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start a new data collection, more refinement, taking everything into account, and this time what I'm going to be kind of refining or taking a look into is our higher time frame context building. Maybe I'm looking at lowering it from the daily to the 4-hour validation to continue looking for kind of like market context that we can follow. And so if we look at our last data collection, it actually went fairly well. We were looking at Euro USD over the past couple of years, and so we step into Euro USD. Whoa! If I can type Euro USD, there we go. It's been a very clean delivery. Like from here to here, we've been getting our nice edge out of the market, and now as we kind of collapse here, there's nothing to do. And so what if we step down to the 4-hour? Instead of using the daily as validation, daily, effectively what we're still waiting for is for longs to come in. But if we're trading the 4-hour validation, what we could start doing is, given the rejections on the 4-hour, here we underwent some sort of short-term white coffee and distribution and continue delivery. Well, now we can invert, step down to the hourly, wait for validation on the hourly, right around here, and right around here we take our sells. And so now, instead of waiting for the, like I said, the daily delivery, which we probably will get at some point, we could see this to continue falling and then build back up. And so what I want to test is, now instead of using the daily as validation, why don't we use the 4-hour and try to see if we can get involved? And so I'm going to use a mix of everything. And so what I'll do, we're going to pick a random pair or a random market. I'm going to do futures this time because we've been doing Forex, and just find some sort of futures market. Like, even as shitty as this, like, I want to get another example of this. If we step down to the daily, nothing here. Maybe gold. Gold has been delivering, so maybe we can take a peek at gold. But like, yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. How about we do gold since, well, it would be since the beginning of the year. Had an okay delivery, a good amount of chop in here. Got a couple trades in there, but yeah. And so as soon as the market reverses here, this is where we reverse on the daily, and we're waiting for daily longs to come in from here to here. But let's step down to the 4-hour. In 4-hour, we could probably would have started looking for sells here, then switch back to longs here, then nothing to do, nothing to do, nothing to do, nothing to do. Start looking for longs right around here. Probably even the 8-hour might be a lot more insightful with this, so nothing to do. I don't know. This is going to be a very interesting backtest, especially with this chop here. So we will, where was it, since January? Yeah. This is going to be a very interesting backtest, actually, if we do gold since the beginning of the year. So let's go ahead and start a new backtest here. We'll do a standard 150. We'll do 300K. We're gonna do USD, gold. We're gonna do since January 24th, 2024 to today. So about 6-8 months. That doesn't matter. And yeah, hopefully everything goes smooth. We'll open up, we'll still open up our news just to be sure. We don't have any USD news. But outside of that, I think we are good to go. So I'm going to walk you guys through what I see. I might have to pause here and there because I am drinking some protein. So I have to pause, drink, and then resume. So give me just one quick second. Hang on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close trading view here. Make sure nothing's in the way. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is good. Daily is good. Now, daily is undergoing some sort of stage 1. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour is undercutting. And so there's not strong rejection here. Like, you can try to follow shorts, but even looking at the kind of strength that's being put into this market, more likely than not, I want to see this continue higher. And the reason being is, earlier I just mentioned, I want to be able to find the exact kind of range of time in which I can get involved on both sides of the market, especially with my given time frame. And so the daily showing a good amount of strength. The 4-hour is rejecting, but not strong enough for me to want to kind of look for these sells quite yet. So what I'm going to do is turn off the sorry, I had to reload. Turn off the indicator that showed kind of structure. And so what I want to kind of move away from is using indicators and just using my bare eyes. I've been in the market for about 8 years now, and so I have a very good understanding of how the market moves and what I expect to see. And so I, for some time, used indicators as a crutch to kind of view the market from different lenses. And so now I just want to use my eyes and see how profitable I am without any indicators besides like simple moving averages, or that's really all I need. So let's look at the daily. Daily is holding the move, 4-hour is not. So what we'll do is wait for the 4-hour to shape up just like that. Falling in line with the daily, 4-hour good, hourly good. Hourly is quite extended for me. I would like to see a little bit of retracement, especially on the 20-minute. So we'll wait for that. Too extended for me. Oh, my bad. Let's look at the hourly. Yeah, hourly is good for longs, 5-minute long over this high. And so once again, going kind of raw dog in this with no indicators, no anything besides, you know, simple moving average and ATR, of course. I use the ATR just to kind of calculate my stop loss. Still nothing. Let's look at the 20. 20-minute is still valid over the high. There we go. So that's our buy stop in. Just within one ATR low. And so I'll set up my buy stop, whatever that might be. I'm using 0.85% risk, which is a pretty standard move to break even. Probably take break even on this bad boy. Good. Hourly kind of coming back down, still building though. 4-hour still holding, hourly good, 20-minute. Yeah, so that's that hourly retracement. I was kind of anticipating a little bigger, but that's okay because now on the 20-minute we could get a new entry. I'm gonna wait for one more candle because it's kind of weak. This is an okay entry buy stop over this high, because if we look at the hourly, it kind of underwent whatever it had to. Good demand coming into the market, mitigating right after the demand validation. So this is kind of good. 4-hour good, hourly good. 20-minute is a little weak, but building off of it. This isn't half bad. So an entry over this high, assuming that's where the 20-minute close is at. Nothing to do. I'll wait for a new 20-minute validation. Falls back down. Don't really want to touch this market. Here for a little bit. 4 hours starting to fail back down. Still nothing to do. So now, okay, let's look at the daily. Daily is still holding the move, but this is, if you want to like compare it to a certain market condition, this is where we're at right now. You see that? We got our strong pushes up, coming back to the MA, and you could get some sort of deeper retracement like this. It's kind of the market condition we're in. If you look at the 4-hour, we're starting to reject and push down lower. And the main reason I kind of say that is because of this right here. If there was money behind the move, institutions, whoever, they're going to want to protect their key levels here, right? They're going to want to protect their positions, but we see it's just pushing down and down. And so a couple things you can do here. If we're going to be using the 4-hour as our context, 4-hour and daily are telling a completely different story. Daily is telling us that we want to continue our pushes on from here and get our positions in here. However, the 4-hour is telling us short term, we're undergoing some sort of distribution. And so if I invert this, 4-hour is pushing up higher, so I might want to get involved here. Hourly is a little extended, so I'm not going to get involved quite yet. I'm going to wait for a retracement on the 20. Gonna push. And that's okay. You're not going to get your perfect fantasy, you know. Red news, so we got to wait for red news to play out. Hourly is still pushing, so nothing to do for us. I need to see some longer time frame pushes down. And now, assuming No, we're too close to news again. Valid entry lining up. But yeah, we had that red news. And so I'll play forward. Let's look at the 4 hour again, or the daily. The daily is not kind of on the same page as we are, but the 4 hour is. So hourly, we're going to wait for a build up. Falls back down, which now, if we look at the daily, invert and then daily, now we're under the MA is probably going to start getting bought up again to continue this strong bullish push. And so 4 hour, unless we reject here, there's nothing to do. There we go. We reject. 4 hour good. Hourly is good. 20 minute. 20 minute buy over this high. Unfortunately, it's red news, but that would have been an okay entry. Let's look at the hourly. I want to see what the averages look like at this point. Okay, so let me move the mic a little bit so you guys can hear me better. Let's look at the daily. Like I said, the daily is kind of going against us, but the 4 hour is actually rejecting very nicely, building up something. 4 hour good, hourly is good. Hourly is okay. Like I said, I wanted to see the candle close on this one. Yeah, no, this is a phenomenal entry right here. 5 minute. Oh, it's gonna be sell. ATR low is gonna be, what's our ATR? 1.15. Yeah, I mean, this is a valid entry for me. Let me move these out of the way. Nothing yet. Get buy stopped in. So this is our low, right? The low that gets created within 1 ATR is the low that we choose to get involved at. So sometimes I do have to replay it, but that's just part of the game. Let me make sure. Well, I wanted to make sure there wasn't red news, but I'll take a peek at that in a second. Looks like it's going to be a break-even trade. Move to break-even. Get taken out at break-even. Hourly still holding the move. Was that red news? Okay, that was red news. I shouldn't have taken it. At least it was a break-even, so that's okay. Yeah, entry over that high. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours still sustaining the move. Hourly is questionably sustaining the move, but good bullishness coming in. 20 minute, very good buy stop over this high right here. Let me turn up my brightness a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so 20 minute is okay. 4 hour good. It's just the hourly is a little bit weak. The only reason is because we're still holding this demand up. This is okay. Like, I'd like to see a little bit more bullishness off the hourly. However, this is an okay entry. Oh, it's gonna be a sell. Yep, good. We're looking at an ATR low of half ATR. Do a limit. Get in. I don't know if that's a break even or not. Nope, not a break even. So take a loss there. Yeah, it's just kind of a weak market right now. Hourly is still building though, so another valid entry, potentially over this high, depending on where we close. No. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is holding. Hourly appears to be building something now. 20 minute. What day is this? January 5th? And And so what I'll do is I'll turn everything off. None except USD. If it wants to load. There we go. Oh, we had plenty of red news. So what time is it? It is around 2:40 in the morning. So I don't think we have red news until 6:30, which might be on our, yeah. So we do have this red news. Let's look at the daily again. Daily isn't really giving us much to work with, if anything. On my other system or on the previous system, all the other backtests would be waiting for this daily to give us validation to take our longs, versus now we're stepping down to the 4 hour and seeing if we can scalp our shorts out of this market. And so hourly is good. Probably shouldn't have taken it. I mean, I did take a trade here, which was okay. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. So 5-minute entry over this high, or sell, my bad. Somewhere right around there. We're looking at an ATR of 1.06. So somewhere around here, whatever low that is. Yeah, not too bad. It looks very big, but given the ATR value, like this looks like a giant stop for me. But given the ATR value, it's pretty okay. Take another loss. Phenomenal. Let's look at that hourly again. Hourly is undergoing some sort of stage 1. We got red news approaching. Oh, my bad. Yep, right here. Still got 2 hours and 20 before red news. So 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute is good. Yeah, I like this long. On the 5-minute, this high, whatever low tapped us in. Hopefully it's within our ATR. ATR is 0.91. We're at 0.73, so not bad. I'll make it just slightly bigger so it covers the lows. We'll do a limit. Get tapped in, get tapped out. Let's look at the hourly again. Hourly is still building though, so 20-minute. Could get another entry, but we got red news, so kind of got to skip it. Looks like hourly is very weak, very choppy, so let's step up to the 4 hour. Nothing to do now. 4 hour, we're going to wait for some sort of daily. Yeah, no, it's kind of building up now. This is something worth following. It's just, we're in this weird range chop. I'm going to consider a long again off the 20. Okay entry over this high, but not valid at the time of the trade. There we go. Potential entry over this high, depending on where we open. Yeah. Probably going to be a break even regardless. Yep. Because if you look at this, we want the 2RR right here and then got broken even. So hourly is still building. Potential entry over this high if yeah, not bad. Assuming this low is with an ATR 1.85, 1.4. Unfortunately, it's not. So I'm going to wait for a new entry validation. It was just a little bit big of a stop. Entry over this high. Falls back down. Let's look at that hourly. Hourly, yeah. Let's look at the hourly again. Hourly is okay. Depending on where we close on this one, I'll consider a trade. Yeah, there's nothing to do here. Like, for me at least. Other systems, I mean, are performing so great on here. 1 hour underwent whatever it had to. 4 hours still delivering. Hourly is okay. I'm just thinking we are a little extended though. I wish this retracement would have lasted a few more candles, but this is valid for my system ish. Good thing we don't get an entry. Hourly, yep, good. 20-minute, good. 5-minute, I don't think this is within risk. 2.4. Yeah, this just doesn't. 2.3 something. So if we do the math, let me do the math real quick. We're looking at, let me move this over here so I can look at the numbers. We're looking at 2.15 minus 2.33. 0.18 divided by that 2.15. We're looking at a difference of about 8%, which isn't bad. I might actually take it. I'll do a limit just so I don't have to replay. 4 hour good. Hourly, like I said, a little bit of extended for my liking, but 20-minute valid, like this is pretty decent minus the hourly. So get our entry, take our loss. Let's look at the hourly. Kind of failing back down, nothing to do. And as if you can see, we're already down 10K. We're down like whatever percent that might be, like maybe 5%. For our good, hourly is finally undergone that longer time frame retracement or flush out. So go 4 hour holding, hourly holding, 20-minute. No good strength. Like you could justify any of these candles, so there's not one I could take. So I want to see sideways and then a build out of that range. Potentially an entry right over this high. Let's look at the hourly. 4 hour good, hourly is good, 20-minute is good. Yeah, this is an okay entry. Over this high. Whatever this low is, we're looking at 0.83 stop versus 0.87. Nothing, nothing. 20-minute is still valid. However, we're probably going to get another entry right above our current entry. So this isn't bad. I'll still leave my entry here because sometimes you'll get a giant candle that just taps you in. Because if we look at the 20, we're going to get this new validation candle in which now we can take another long from it. So we're looking at 0.83 stop. I'll set up the trade. Nothing. Falls back down. We're kind of done looking at this for a little bit. Because the hourly is still undergoing whatever flush out it has to. And so now I'm waiting for the 20-minute to set up. Hourly starting to fail. Nothing to do for now. Four-hour good. Hourly is good. 20-minute long over this high. Let me make sure there's not news on January 9th. Right here. There we go. No red news. So 5-minute entry over this high. Looks like we got a tight entry. Generally, I like these just because it's like opens here and the moment it taps up, it just goes. So let me just double check. I have to be kind of like multitasking because I have some messages I have to respond to here and there, but tapped in, move to break even, still nothing to do. Probably take a break even. Alrighty guys, sorry about that. I had to take a very quick, well, not very quick break, but let's see how this market's performing. As of right now, on the 4 hour, we are getting rejections and building off of them. So let's see if we can follow this market long. It's technically short, but 20-minute, we took a long here. It was on the 9th. I believe we saw there was no red news, so we're in the clear. So I got the hourly undergoing whatever it has to. If we get a good validation, buy stop over this high. Phenomenal. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is actually very weak. Hourly is okay. 20-minute is okay. Yeah. So 5-minute buy stop over this high. Whatever we get, or sell stop. We're getting a stop of about 1. Get tapped in. Still nothing. So this is still on the 9th at 11. So probably should have made my SL just a little bigger, but that's okay. Good buy stop over this high. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours very weak. Still good. First strength on the hourly. 20 is okay. Yeah, so 5-minute entry. Falls back down, nothing to do. Let's go 4 hour. Like I said, the 4 hour is very weak. Hourly, first sign of strength. So a couple things you can do here is you can take your long, assuming there's a valid 20-minute entry over this high. I'll consider it. And sorry if my commenting is very boring. I'm just really tired. It's been a long day. Like I said, I just moved homes and first video kind of back. So second video kind of, but it's just been a long day for me. Daily, like I said, very weak. 4 hours also very weak market. I want to see some strength come into this. It looks like it's starting to on the hourly. The market's kind of waking up. Very wicky hourly market. You can see the wick. But on the right hand side of price, if you will, I'm starting to clear up. 20-minute. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, this is an okay entry. Hopefully we get a new low. Falls back down, nothing to do. Potential entry over these highs. Still nothing. Only valid entry was over this high, which we commented on, and over this high. I don't know. I don't think there's a valid entry there either way. Valid entry over this high, assuming no red news on the 10th. What? August? January 9th? Okay, still no red news, so we're still in the clear. Strength is starting to come in on that hourly, on the 20-minute. Yeah, very wicky. Like, I'll take it because it is part of my rules, but now you have to identify if there's a valid stop. 1.05. What time is it at? It's 23 o'clock, so Asia, I think, is about to open up. It's okay. Nope. Falls back down. Hourly is still okay. Yeah, this market is just kind of god-awful right now. 4 hour went sideways for a little bit. We're scalping our longs here, fell back down. Now we're building back up. 8 hours should start building as well. So good to follow again. Hopefully we... Oh, this was a phenomenal entry. Missed it. I want to see a little bit of sideways here. Potential entry over this high or this high, wherever we close at. Nope. Nothing to do. There we go. Finally strength coming in after red news, it looks like. Hourly is good, 20-minute. Falls back down. 4 hours probably going to chop around here. Don't want to touch this market anymore. Daily. Looks like we're going to continue this higher time frame trend or whatever that might be. And if you notice, we're down on the account and finally the daily is starting to build up. So maybe we should consider the daily kind of with the main storyline. And so what I'm realizing is even on the 4 hour, though we did have our potential sells here, we just got chopped out of trades. And so maybe that's something you take into account in your system. But now the 4 hour is prime for longs, which is aligning with the daily, what we were anticipating. 4 hour is good. Yeah, so whatever bullishness we get from here. Phenomenal long over here. We're looking at January 14th. Looks like it's right after market open though. You got news at 6:30, which was a while ago. Back here or something. So let's look at the daily. Daily's starting to build back up with this, and the 4-hour storyline is adding up with the daily. And so a couple things that can happen here. You can get your rejection, and then we definitely start looking for sells, or we get a little bit more chop, range bound, and then we build up. 4-hour, I mean, if we were using 4 hour as our higher time frame context, yeah, we're scalping longs all the way up. Hourly bullishness is coming in, 20-minute bullishness is coming in, 5-minute entry valid over this high. This is a pretty good entry actually. The only thing I don't like is now we're looking at longs. The only thing I don't like is the daily, how it's a little bit weak right now. We're like very, very, very early stage 2, just on the start delivery of the daily. So I'll take a long here. Somewhere right over the high, whatever low, we get 0.97, somewhere within here. This is our low. Let me replay, or I'll just do a limit. Get tapped in. Looks like we start to deliver, move to break even. Nothing to manage to. Managing to potentially this low, 3.5R. Managing to about here. Get taken out at 5R. And so if we look at our first profitable trade, it was actually lined up with the original way we were trading. And so that's something you probably want to consider, especially when trading the lowers, because yeah, we try to scalp our edge out of the sells in here, especially on the 4-hour with these rejections. And you could get something, but the way price is delivering, you probably won't, unless you get a retracement, something along the lines of this perhaps. Like if we were to jump down to the hourly, so I got the daily at this point, clearly, there we go. Clearly on any other time frame, or on any other context, you're waiting for the longs to start to come in. I'm just trying to think how to put it into words. And so on my regular system that I do trade live, I wait for this to start the delivery up, especially on the daily. But on the 4-hour, effectively what you're doing is you're scalping for longs, nothing to do. Oh, sells come in, right? And probably right around here, you start looking for longs again. And so that's kind of what I'm testing in the simplest way possible. So looking at the daily, good, 4-hour, good, hourly. Gonna wait for an hourly build up because hourly we're stage 1ing. Phenomenal entry over this high. ATR low, whatever that might be. We're looking at 0.79. Falls back down. Don't wait for a new 20-minute validation. Still valid, actually. Very weak, but still valid. So 5-minute. Hopefully that's within risk, somewhere right around here. We're looking at 0.73, 0.82. Valid. We'll do a limit, get tapped in, probably get taken out right away. Maybe. No, it was close, but no. Hourly is still building up, so that's okay. Potential entry over this high, we're looking at January 15th. Make sure there's no red news. Red news at 6:30 and red news, that's it. Lots of red news at 6:30. So got time. Hourly is still building up, 20-minute is okay. 4-hour is potentially going sideways here for a little bit. Yeah, I do like this entry. You can take a couple, you can take this high, lines up with this high. ATR low. Let's look at the 20 again. Couple things you can do here is wait for closure of this candle, but this one already closed. So, yep. Whatever low this is, we're looking at 0.68. ATR low is, not bad, 1.13. So this is valid. Let's see if we get anything out of it. Nothing. Probably not even a break even. 1 hour is still undergoing whatever it has to. Potential entry over this high. Let's look at the 4 hour. Daily holding, 4 hour holding, hourly is holding. 20 minute. Once again, potential entry over this high. So let's take a peek. Yep. Nothing. Hopefully now we sideways and then get another entry. Falls back down. Gonna wait for bullishness to come in. 4 hour is undergoing that stage 1. I've been kind of eyeing a little bit. So good. 20 minute. Gonna look for this candle to close and then we'll take a long from it. Still nothing. 20 minute. No entries quite yet. Entry off of this high or off of this high. Because I am a little late to the show, I'm going to take the secondary entry. Unfortunately, the 4 hour is very, very weak of a market. And so more likely than not, you're just going to get your chop. Do want to see a little bit of money come into this market. Okay. I want to see a little bit stronger of a push on the hourly. Like this range is so sloppy. So okay. I'll take it just because it does match my rules. It's just not one of the best entries I've seen. Oh, it's on market close. Never mind. Or market open. So no wonder the market's so illiquid at this point. Daily is starting to fail down. Interesting. Okay, so now at this point we could potentially start looking at sells, especially with the bearishness that came in. If we want to look at the yeah, this is kind of the structure we're looking at right now. And the reason being is the bullishness that came in at this point wasn't strong enough to support the continued delivery. And so now we're probably going to undergo some sort of larger daily flush out. That's kind of what I'm looking at. And so maybe now at this point would be an okay point to start following sells. Potential entry over this high. Once again, market closed, so nothing to do. Because the daily is telling us a completely different story. And so daily, we're just kind of fucking around now. Nothing to do, nothing to follow. But the 4 hour, let's look at the 8 hour. 4 hour, 8 hour are telling us sells. Right? And so what I'll wait for is for the 20-minute validation. Valid entry over this high. I like it. So we're looking at a stop of 1.26. We can tighten it up just a little bit so it matches our risk. Let's look at the hourly. Good. It's okay. Like this is a really shit market condition that you probably don't want to touch too much. We'll manage to like 3.5R. Could get absorption of this range. Like, I'm not gonna update my SL. Probably gonna get taken out. Let's look at that hourly. Hourly coming back in. So potential entry over this high. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is still sustaining the move. So is, I mean, daily is just kind of fucking around. So what I'd be anticipating for the daily is build-ups back up. But we're just kind of falling down. The 4 hour is good. Hourly is good. 20-minute is good. Yeah, this isn't too bad. I'll consider a sell. We're at about over these highs. ATR low, we're looking at 1.8. So if I get a tighter stop, something like that, we're looking at 0.64. I'll still try to keep it close to about half an ATR. I could tighten it quite a bit more, but we'll keep it at that 1.2 or whatever that was, 0.6 something, just so we cover a little bit more of our move. Move to break even, nothing to do. Take a phenomenal break even. Let's look at that hourly again. Hourly still undergoing some sort of like sideways motion, but building out of it. So now we could get a phenomenal entry off of here if it doesn't decide to flush out, and it does. 4 hour is going sideways a little bit. Hourly is okay, so now we could wait for that 20-minute buildup. Red news, so unfortunately have to skip it. Red news was at this point, so we have to wait an hour. Now we can start looking for our entries. Potential entry over this high. It's too wicky for me, too close to after news. I mean, this would have been a phenomenal entry though. Entry here, stop loss here or here, depending on how tight you want it. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is following that delivery, so is hourly. So 20-minute. I'm gonna wait for hourly to flush out. Not entirely, but a little bit of sideways, and then that lines up with the 20. Wasn't enough because we step up to the hourly. It's still in full delivery. Nope. Now I want to see a little bit of a flush out. Market closed, so nothing to do. Market reopens. Hourly building back up, 20-minute entry over this high, potentially. 4 hour good, hourly is good, 20-minute is okay. Yeah, no, I like it. Even though it's very weak, still something that I'll put risk on. 0.49, 0.76, this is okay. I'm going to double check it to see what it looked like at the given time. Give me just 1 second, hang on. Just so busy. Got 20,000 different things going on at the same time, so I have to keep an eye out on different projects and whatnot. So give me just 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. Like I said, I have a million different things going on, and yeah, it is what it is. So 20-minute, no, I'm gonna give it one more 20-minute candle. Oh no, that is where it closed. Okay, I was waiting for it to, I thought that was the close of it, where it was at. Let me just double check that though, where I was looking at it. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, it pushed a lot higher than I expected, so this is an okay entry. It's not the cleanest, but also within rules. Every entry is going to be different, and so you have to be understanding of that. We're looking at 0.82, so I can tighten this up. It still fits our risk parameters, so... Oh no, this was our entry. My bad. We're probably going to get stopped out very quickly anyway, so just let that be that. We're looking at something like that. Get tapped in, move to break even, nothing to do. Nothing to do. Hourly, still building out of this range. Sideways, this is where we get our best entries. Potential entry over this high if we push back up. Nothing. Phenomenal. Let's look at the 4 hour. Daily. Now, if we're looking at the daily narrative, push down, rejected from it, continue pushing down. So now on our daily, we'd be valid to start looking for these sells. On the 4 hour, we've been valid. So let me paint the picture for you. Since the daily, we aren't short on this market until right here. On the 4 hour, we've been short on this market since right here. So it doesn't make a drastic difference. In the long run, it will. So this is what I'm testing right now. 4 hour, hourly, pushing away from it, 20-minute good, 5-minute entry over this high. Phenomenal. We're looking at 0.43 stop, so a little over half ATR stop, which is okay. Take our entry. Hopefully it's a quick break even, because that's effectively our best case scenario. Quick break even. Take our break even. Would have gotten a stop out anyway. Hourly is still building sideways, so potentially another entry coming up. Falls back down, nothing to do. Don't want to touch this market. This 4 hour is still undergoing whatever this stage 1 is, so I'm going to give this market a little bit of time. I just want to see us build out of this range. Nothing to do. 4 hours probably falling back down. Now if we look at the daily we're building up. Now we're just kind of chopping around in this range. Lots of chop. I think we said that at the beginning of the video, we're gonna have a lot of chop. And so right now I wouldn't be touching on this market on my other system until we got some sort of delivery in these ranges. Now let's step down to the 4 hour. 4 hour is telling us a different story. 4 hour, if we look at the narrative, I want to see it build up to here. And so notice how by something as simple as changing your context time frame will make all the difference of how you see a market, right? And so I'm going to wait for the 4 hour to build up, which it is. Potentially give it one more candle. Let's look at that hourly. Hourly is actually primed for longs. So 20-minute, I'm going to wait for sideways. Potential entry over this high. Let's look at the 4 hour again. 4 hour building back up. Hourly in a okay frame for longs. 20-minute good, 5-minute good over these highs. So potential sell right over these highs if we get a good stop. Looks like 1.3, 1.23. Yeah, it's not too far off. Gotta check my phone again. Once again, daily, I'm not touching this market. If anything on the daily, I'm looking for sells, but there's no clear price action. 4 hour, we are scalping for longs, or sells in this case, because this is the narrative we have built up. Daily again, daily, like if anything, I'm waiting for this to shift this way. 4 hour following longs, hourly following longs, 20-minute following longs, 5-minute entry. Yeah, not half bad. Something like that. So we're closer to our risk parameter. We'll do a limit. Get tapped in. Probably a very quick break even. Close to break even. Get stopped out. Nothing to do. 4 hour is still very weak. So we're going to wait for the 20-minute validation again. Yeah, valid buy stop over this high. And so notice I'm also taking a lot more trades, right? We're going to take our beautiful sell right over this high or something. Nothing. Could potentially be news. Another potential entry over this high. Depending on where we close there. Hourly is okay. So we're going to wait for this 20-minute to close. Falls back down. Okay, we're getting there. Nothing. Look at our 4 hour. 4 hours starting to hopefully build out of this range. Daily has nothing to do with this. 8 hour, not a whole lot. So hourly, I want to see some bullishness come into this market, and then we can fall on the 20. And the reason I skipped so far is because this price delivery. nothing. Hourly is just kind of fucking around. 4 hours failing back down. So nothing to do here on the 4 hour. Kind of like on the daily. Daily, we don't know what this market is doing. It's like if we invert it, we're expecting or anticipating long delivery. That's what I kind of want to see at this point, but we're getting rejected so heavily. And on the 4 hour, we're looking at this price delivery and it's like we're bearish, quite bearish, right? 4 hour, hourly, probably going to build up something from here. It looks like we have market close here coming up. Oh, this was market close, so hourly, yeah, we could get a nice build up in this market. Potentially, but no, not yet. Not yet. Potential entry over these highs. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, we are to some extent building out of this range, pushing up higher. Hourly is agreeing with that. 20-minute is agreeing with that. So 5-minute long falls back down. Potential entry over these highs again. 4 hour building, hourly building, 20-minute building, 5-minute. Potential over something like this. Give me just 1 second. Alrighty guys, I am finally back. It is now 11, about to be 12 p.m. or a.m. for me. So like I said, I had a long day and I'm gonna continue on wrapping this video up. I think we're doing a total of 6 months, and so I want to get to the point. This video has been an hour long so far and we haven't seen any sort of profitability, and so I'm going to get to a point to where we get a few profitable trades and then I'll call it a night. But yeah, let's look at the daily. Daily is very questionable, not much to do. The only thing I'm kind of following is potential longs building up, but like I said, if we step down to the 4 hour, I'm trying to build out the system, or trying to see if the system will be profitable with the 4 hour being the higher instead of the daily. And so with the daily, what I'm kind of anticipating is buildups for longs. However, the 4 hour is giving us short opportunities. Very shitty, to be honest. But if we look at that hourly, hourly is building up, writing up MAs. So I'm going to give the 20-minute, there actually is a 20-minute setup right over this high, and I think that's what I was looking at. So let's see if we get anything here. Don't believe so. So what actually ended up happening first is price, if we step down to the 1 minute, price came down and then went up. So let's see if it's within 1 ATR, 1.12. It is. I don't know if I already took this trade or not, so we'll just kind of roll with it. Take a loss there. Just want to make sure about news on January 25th. I am going to keep it a little bit quieter. Was it the 25th? What day was this? Thursday, January 25th? Oh, my bad. January 25th. There we go. So we do have red news coming up at 7:30. So nothing yet so far. If we look at the 4 hour, 4 hours kind of weak. The daily, there's nothing worth following here. If anything, I'm waiting for longs or a very good rejection to follow for shorts. But 4 hour is okay. Hourly is okay. So we're still good for longs here, or sells. Not anymore. Market's starting to fail. 4 hour is good. Hourly is good. We do have red news next candle, so we'll give it an hour after that. And so it looks like market's starting to fail down again. So I'm going to step back up to the hourly. We do have red news. Yep, red news played out. So 4 hours still sustaining a move. Hourly is building up. 20-minute is valid for a long over this high. Let's see where our entry would be at. So this is our entry. I'm going to take it because still within our rules. Get tapped in. Possibly the quickest break even ever. Yep, so break even trade. So I'm just not going to put it into the data collection. So break even trade here. Let's look at that hourly again. Or a new 20-minute validation. 4 hour is very weak of a market. Daily is very weak of a market. There's nothing here for me. Gonna wait for money to come into this market. Like I said, the daily's just dog shit. 4 hour, starting to put something in. We're still break even on my count right now. Hourly is starting to put some nice structure in. So potential long depending on where we close. Nope. Okay. Looks like 4 hours starting to fail. So we're gonna, yep. Oh man, this is gonna suck, but our initial system of anticipating these longs is actually would have been really profitable because this, oh my bad, this entire time we wouldn't have taken a trade in here, right? And this entire time while we were trying to take ourselves out of this market, we didn't really take an edge out of the market. We're still break even. And so now as the daily begins to come out of this range and prove money coming into the market, I'm going to give it another candle, assuming we close. There we go. So keep in mind, I just skipped 5 days worth of data. And shit, market condition, like good thing I skipped it. But you need to learn, and this is a lesson for me too, because this is actually what I'm testing. You need to learn that you like patience, right? You need to learn to, instead of stepping down on the 4 hour, which actually is what I've been testing, is you're more likely gonna get chopped up. And this could work under cleaner market conditions, but this is a very shitty market condition that you shouldn't be touching at all. And so daily, continued delivery of how we were anticipating. 4 hour, very shitty, but it's getting there. And so now hourly is undergoing some sort of stage 1, and so 20-minute build-ups now are good for following. This market open, so I'm gonna give this market a little bit of time. Potential entry here, but very weak, so I'm not taking it. We're just stalking for longs here. I need to see this market do this. Like I said, very weak market, still within this range, like there's nothing to do. Market still undergoing stage 1, building up now. Unfortunately, it's red news. Falls back down. I'm not touching this market. Daily probably failing back down. So this is quite interesting because daily under, uppercuts for a little bit, and falls back down under. And so here, if we reject here, I might start looking for sells. We build back up through it. There's nothing to do on the daily, right? So I'm going to give this market time. The 4 hour, we could try to scalp our longs, but no. So daily, nothing to do, right? Unless we see rejections from here and strong pushes down, which we're starting to get for the first time. There we go. Now, if we were to pair this with the 4 hour, now we're good for sells. You see that? And so lesson learned for me is I still need to do a lot more testing on it, but for the first kind of range setup testing that I'm doing, I found that it's not profitable to use the 4 hour alone as your higher time frame. Usually when you pair it with the daily, like with the daily, I shouldn't have been trading any of this since January. Like not one trade should I have taken until this rejection here, and now I'm looking for sells, right? So you learn your lessons and you move on, and that's why we backtest. So hourly, finally undergoing some sort of stage 1. Gonna wait for a bigger stage 1. Potential entries, I need to see one more strength candle. Too late. Market close, so give it a little bit of time. Potential entry over this high. Let's look at the 4 hour, the daily. Daily is putting in a phenomenal story here. 4 hours also. Hourly is sidewaysing a little bit. So even though there is a setup over this high, I'm going to give this market time. Phenomenal. This is okay of an entry. Let me look at the daily again. Daily came down, started getting bought up. Weekly is somewhat in accordance with all this, but yeah, shouldn't have been touching this market during this market condition. So lesson learned, move on, right? 4 hours good, hourly is good. Yeah, this is a good trade. Let me see what it looked like at the very time of replay. Let's take a look. Give me just 1 second. Give me just, hang on. Okay, so sorry about that. Like I said, I'm managing so many different things at the same time. So daily is shaping up very nicely. 4 hours also. Hourly, a little bit of strength coming in, only on the 20. I wanted to see how that, now if we step up to the hourly, phenomenal. Yep, this is what I like to see, 5-minute strength. Gonna make sure there's no news on February 14th. Valentine's Day, huh? There we go. Yep, nothing. And phenomenal. So beautiful shorts for Valentine's Day. Let's see if we get a good stop. We're looking at 0.79 ATR. Good tight stop. Generally, I like to stay within 1 ATR, so we'll do like 0.8, so like 0.43538, something like that. And so we'll go ahead and get entered in on this. If it wants to replay for me. Hello? Okay, I guess it doesn't. There we go. Hello? There we go. 0.37. Good entry. And keep in mind, guys, that now we're good to break even. Keep in mind that when you take entries like these, I just waited an entire freaking month for this setup, effectively a month. Or this entire time, 16 hours or however long you've been waiting for this to clear up. Like, if I wouldn't have traded, you just waited 50 days for the first setup to be available, right? Or ever since back here. So this was just 18 hours. However long you may have waited. And if you're at the charts at the wrong time, this is at 12:35 in the morning. If you're not awake during this time, if you stepped outside, you missed the trade, right? Boom, break even. So you just waited weeks to months to days to hours for a trade for it to just be a break even. And that's going to fuck with your psychology sometimes, right? So 20-minute, you have to wait for a new setup. Hourly's probably failing back down. Hourly setting back up. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute questionable, but still valid. Entry buy stop over this, or sell stop. See if it's still valid. Kind of valid. Falls back down, 20-minute. And you're doing this. Looks like there might have been news or something. I want to touch this market. Hourly building back up, phenomenal. If we don't have red news at 6:40-ish. Yep, no red news. So must have been something else that kind of caused the market to go a little crazy. But daily, good. 4 hour is questionable. Hourly is building up nicely. 20-minute is building up nicely. Entry buy stop over this high with a ATR low. Falls back down. Nothing to do. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Phenomenal buy stop over this high. Still February 14th. There's no low to really put your stop. You're looking at a, what size is that? 3.08 versus 2.08. This is too big for me. So even though it was valid, falls back down. Don't want to touch this market here for a little bit. Don't want to touch this market. Daily might be failing back down. So So what are we doing? We're waiting for daily validation to come back into this market. A couple things you could do here. 4 hour is valid for sells. Let's see if you caught any sells or buys in this case. I'm going to flip the chart. Valid buys, I'd probably start looking at this market maybe around this point. Hourly, step down to the 20. And I'm just going to pinpoint all the quick trades I see right out the gate. Potentially entry. Yeah, market close. So nothing here, nothing here. Potential entry here. Potential entry here. Nothing, nothing. Let's step back up to the hourly. 20-minute validations. No entry here. Potential entry here. Potential entry here. Potential entry here. Potential entry here. Falls back down. Potential entry here. Maybe an entry here. This is the only entry I really see. Falls back down, nothing to do. Potential entry here, potential entry here, potential entry here. And these are your potential entries. Now stepping up to the hourly, let's see which ones of them are valid. This isn't valid. This is valid. Valid, valid, valid. A little less valid up here, but still valid. Valid. Maybe not so valid on this one. Valid on this one. Questionably valid on these two. Valid on this one. Valid on this one. And so, yeah, I guess like this is what I'm testing right now, right? The market on the daily has no clear direction. Like, where are we going? This is like institutional order flow. Okay, great. We're at some point right here. When are we going to start the stage 2 delivery, right? And so on the 4 hour, when you start trading a market condition like this, from the 14th, yeah, I mean, this is an okay market to follow. So what I'll do is, because the daily is just so fucked right now, I'm going to cheat a little bit. And I'm going to replay to this point. Like I said, it's backtesting. Lie to yourself if you feel like it, but you're not going to make good progress. I want to be completely honest with myself and see, what it would look like in the live market. So give me a second. Okay. All right. So let's look at the daily. Daily, we are in clear longs for this given market condition, right? Step down to the 4 hour. 4 hour, we're looking for longs still, right? We took our trade on February 14th, failed back down. Hourly is very weak. And the market starts to fall. And so we jump down to the 4 hour, nothing to do. I'm still anticipating for the 4 hour to start delivering long. Rejection. This is where I should start looking at the market for these longs. Or I guess, yeah, longs in this case. Even though the daily is in a completely different story. So I keep going back and forth. I'm like, no, this way is better. No, this way is better. Because different market conditions are going to give you different results. And every day you're almost facing different price action. You're never going to see the same price action, candle per candle, right? And so on the 4 hour, we just shifted a little bit. Came down, rejected off the MAs, which is a very good sign of strength. This was new, so I'm going to give it an hour to shape up. Either way, we're overextended, so even if there was an entry, I'm not taking it. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly is now valid for longs, so there is a valid entry buy stop over this high. Well, I'm going to make sure there's not news on February 16th. And so I'm just going to play it out. Not lie to yourself. Like, we already know what the market's going to do. Red news at 7:30. Oh no, this market closed. No, sorry, this market closed. So fortunately, I have to skip it. There we go. 20-minute. I mean, this is my entry right here. What time is it? 17 o'clock, right after market open. So that would be at 14, 15, 14, 1, 2, 14, 15, 16, 17. Like, yeah, 4 hours after market close. Like, this is good for longs. 4 hour, giving us a very good story here. Daily, clearly not in accordance with this. And there's a reason why I chose a choppy market to backtest, because I want to see these like weird edge cases where we're just like, what the hell is this market doing? I want to see this. If we step up to the weekly, I need to see a build up, but the weekly is so far disconnected from my entry time frame that, like, even the daily, I'd like to see price delivery up to about here and then follow for longs. 4 hour is giving me a different story. We're having these small buildups, and even if it collapses all the way down here, I can take so much RR out of a move like this, right? Or like a 1 hour average candle. That's like 7.6. Yeah, that's 1 ATR on the 4 hour. Hourly good. 20-minute is good. Yeah. Where'd the 20-minute close? Yeah. So let me delete this line, and then we're valid for a long right over these highs. ATR low. We're looking at a 1.0 ATR. So I can tighten this up quite a good amount. Raise it just a little bit. Get tapped in. Move to break even now. Take a break even. Survive. Take a break even. Hourly is slightly overextended, so let's see what the 20-minute has to give us. Valid entry over this high. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly is still valid. We can get a nice push off of here. And so another thing I'm still in the process of testing, even though we're a lot more sophisticated with this, is extensions on the hourly, right? Okay. So hourly is not failing quite yet. Still valid entry on the 20. And the only reason I'm considering this entry, even though to some extent we are extended on the hourly per my standards, everyone's going to have their own rules about it, there's no actual sign of weakness that came into this market. We have the regular kind of people taking profits. Big institutions took profits here. A lot of people took profits here. But these positions are very, very quickly and smoothly getting bought up. There's no chop. There's no illiquidity. And so this is where I'm willing to put more risk again. Long. Take another entry right here. Nothing to do. Let's look at the 20. 20 is still valid over this high. So if this is within our standards, 1.14, yeah, this is a perfect long for me. Get stopped in. Maybe move to break even. Yep, probably gonna be a break even. Take a break even. Let's look at that hourly. Hourly is now showing failure. Good entry. Hourly starting to show strength after good failure. Whatever stage 1 we just underwent. And take a long right over these highs. Whatever low that is, we're looking at 0.52, just under an ATR. Gonna replay so I get buy stopped in. Okay. Get buy stopped in. Probably take a loss. Take a phenomenal loss. Hourly is still undergoing whatever that it had to go to. I'm looking for sideways motion. Hourly stage 1 is a lot bigger than anticipated, and that is a-okay. Hourly starting to get bought up. Very clear on the 20-minute candle strength here. However, I don't like this candle because more likely than not it reverses like this. And so what I wait for is a secondary validation candle, something like perhaps this. Exactly. So that candle hadn't closed, but you guys get the idea. 4 hour, we are undergoing some sort of stage 1, looking to build off of it. Hourly is very weak, starting to build up, sustaining on the hourly, 4 hours sustaining the move. So 20-minute, now I'm valid for longs. There's a valid entry long over this high. Let's look at the 4 hour. Like I said, 4 hours is still very weak under these conditions. Daily doesn't know where the hell it's going, right? We're all over the place. Okay. So daily, absolutely no idea where we're going. I'm still waiting for these stage 2 to begin, but step down to the 4 hour, we're getting very nice longs. Now, shit market condition, look at the wicks, look at like now on the right hand side of price, primarily after these moves, we're starting to get some nice clarity. Hourly is still a little bit weak, very wicky. Questionably worth following for me. I'll consider taking risk on, yeah, I mean, this isn't the worst, but I'll take a position over these highs. It's going to be a buy somewhere around here. Let me make sure it's valid. 20-minute. It's a little extended for me. Hourly is starting to shape up quite nicely. 20-minute is also. So the 20-minute candle buy stop is over this high. A couple things you can do here is wait for sideways price action or take your buy stop here. Looking at this kind of price movement, 0.54, there's nowhere for me to really place a stop besides here, right? And this is like a very, very big stop for me. And so what I'll do is give this market more time. I need to see a little bit of sideways and then I'll get in. And so as you could have seen, probably just a break even in here, depending on where my entry was at, somewhere right around here. So yeah, a break even trade. 4 hours starting to build up, hourly is building up, 20-minute entry buy stop over. So we got the sideways I was anticipating. Entry buy stop over these highs, yeah. Take a long right over here. We're looking at an ATR of 0.55, so just one ATR. Take my long, get tapped in. Oh, break even. I forgot to manage to break even. Okay, break even trade. Nothing to do still. Okay. Okay. So 4 hour is still supporting the move. Hourly. Yeah. Hourly is starting to build out of this range. 20-minute. Yeah, so that was a break even. Sorry, I totally forgot. 1, 2. Phenomenal entry buy stop over this high. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour good, hourly good. Hourly, yeah, good. 20-minute, good. 5-minute entry over this high. Okay. Oh, that's fun. February 20th. Let me make sure there's no red news. No red news. Phenomenal. And so generally I'll try to stay close to half an ATR, 0.3, 0.6. I kind of decide it on the spot. Just given the size of the candles, just personal. Over time, it'll become part of your edge. Where's my entry? Yeah, right here. 0.3, somewhere around here. Because when I see a candle move like that, generally super fast management, you don't want to stick around too long, if that makes sense. Take your break even like a good trader does. Don't get emotional and just roll it forward. Potential entry over this high. Hourly, no sign of bearishness yet. Still good strength. 20-minute, yeah, this is okay. Like I said, I'm still kind of experimenting with extensions on the hourly, but they give me a very good idea of, looks like no low to like set my stop loss. Candle opened here and pushed all the way up. Like, where the hell do you put your stop loss? Over an ATR. Hourly weakness appears to kind of show up. There's still plenty of opportunity behind the move. 20-minute is lining up. So valid entry buy stop over this high now. Let's see if we have anything. Assuming that's the 20-minute close. Nope, 20-minute hasn't closed yet. Move our entry higher. Nope, still not valid. That's our entry, assuming we're within risk. Yep. Probably take a loss here. Move to break even. Break even maybe. Nothing to manage to quite yet. I am, however, going to manage to like 4.5R, something like that. good. Get taken out. 4 hours sustaining the move. Hourly sustaining the move. 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new stage 1. Phenomenal entry over this high. Let's look at the daily. Nothing to do on the daily. 4 hours shaping up very nicely. Hourly is unfortunately extended for me. Let me think about it. Yeah, hourly is extended. Dang it. This is a nice trade though. There we go. Market falls back down. Let's see what this looked like on the 5-minute. Entry over this high, low here. Like even then, yeah, it would have been a break even. So it doesn't matter. Potential entry over these highs, but very, very wicky. So probably skip. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour holding, hourly is holding, 20-minute holding, yeah. So I'll consider a buy stop over these highs. Something along the lines of this. Let's look at the 20. Not bad. Nothing to do. Nowhere to place your stop. I just like to look up different time frames. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Potential entry over. I'll give it one more candle, something like this. Phenomenal. 4 hour good. Hourly is good. 20-minute is good. 5-minute. Phenomenal long. Over this high. Looking at, what's my ATR? 0.88, yeah. Unless we get a new low generated or open, candle open somewhere within here. Something like that. I'm still going to keep my position at where it's at. Get tapped in, get tapped out. That's okay. Hourly is still sustaining its position. Starts to fail. Oh, my bad. I'm going to skip back to here. Okay. Hourly still failing. 20 minutes starting to put in some good bullishness. Gonna give it one more 20-minute candle. Did it really close here? I'm gonna give it one more candle. Okay, I do like this high depending on where we open. So I'm gonna play forward by like 1 minute. Yeah, phenomenal. What time is this? On the 20th. Make sure there's no news on the 20th. Oh, yeah, we already checked. So this is the only entry I see. Once again, we're looking at a 0.69 stop. I'll do like a 0.35-ish. Just on average, because the next candle could wick down and then continue higher. From this open, so. Oh, not that high. It was like 0.35. 0.85, yep. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours are sitting to move. Hourly building up. 20-minute strength that came into the market. Yeah, this isn't bad. Get tapped in, probably tapped out right away. Move to break even. Take your break even. Hourly, still nothing. Gonna wait for 20-minute stage 1. Let's look at that hourly. Hourly is actually kind of extended. We did get this bearishness. So I want to look at previous price action because I always like to look at previous price action as you kind of build out your rule set. This is okay. I'll consider a trade here. Over the high or highs. What low are we working with? 0.71, 0.65. I always play around with this to see if I can find something that matches my risk profile. To the limit. Get tapped in, get tapped out. Okay, hourly does start to fail. Potential entry over this high. Nope. Four hours, okay. Hourly, I need to see a little bit more strength on the hourly. Potential entry over this high. Daily, still nothing to do. 4 hour, holding the position. Hourly is not quite there. Nah, I'm gonna give this market a little bit more time. There we go. 5-minute entry over this high. Fails back down, nothing to do. 20-minute, now we have double validation here. Phenomenal. Actually, yeah. This looks like a very tight SL though. So we're gonna go to like 0.4, 0.3 something. So if we get tapped in, get tapped out right away. Hourly. Potential entry over these highs. Potential entry over that high. Kind of missed it. Hourly. Support on the move. 20-minute. There's still a valid entry over this high and over this high, but I already had taken a loss, so I don't want to risk it there. Nothing to do. Oh. Yeah. Whoa, shit, market condition. Hourly starting to fail back down. Don't want to touch this market. Four-hour kind of undergoing whatever sideways it had to. Hourly building back up. 20-minute potential longs here. Yep, I do like this. February 21st. Let me just check for red news. Nothing except at 13 o'clock, 1300. So, nope. I was anticipating some sort of very bullish strength. This is okay. This is okay. Like this high. 4 hours good. Hourly is good-ish. 20-minute is good. So 5-minute long. Nope. 20-minute, gonna wait for new build up. Hourly is very weak, but still supporting the move. Phenomenal. Entry over this high. ATR low. Beautiful. We're looking at a low of 0.59, so we want to stick between like 0.3 something. Cool. Probably going to be a very quick break even for me. I'm a-okay with that. Probably move to break even now. Not quite. There we go. Okay, I guess we got our first little runner here. Let's see how this moves. Nothing to manage. Stop, break even, stop, break even. Technically not taken out. My break even is here, but if you guys have seen my other videos, I have to set my break even right at right above it. Otherwise, it won't let me like edit it. So it's a bummer. Usually on my live account, I set it right on, but like if I were to put this right here, this covers it up and I won't be able to move it afterwards. So I have to set it like right above. Still break even. There we go. Managed to somewhere right around here. We're looking at 4R profit, which isn't that good, but we're looking at 6R profit. Whoa, that jumped. Nothing to manage to quite yet. Somewhere around here. We're up 9R. Get taken out at 9. That's okay with me. Let's look at the... Actually, I want to keep the trade active to see where my positioning was. Off this 20-minute push right about here. I believe I took a break even here as well. I'm just looking at all my different options. There was an entry here and here. I'll see if that was plausible for me. A good entry. Yeah, this would have been a good entry as well. You could have scaled into this position, however. But anyhow, guys, that wraps up this video. Just because I got so much going on. It's already 12, so I gotta hit the hay. I got an early day tomorrow, but this is the equity curve so far. It's kind of shit. We're up 8%, and we went down however low. How low is this? We went down 11,000, so 11,000 by the 300K. We went down 3.66%, so like 4% drawdown for a 6% or 8% comeback. So not bad. Anyhow, guys, see you next video.